There's this TikTok channel called Lethal Shooter that I want to talk to you guys about tonight. And I say tonight because it's 8:30 p.m. and I don't usually record videos this late, but I was watching TikTok as I normally do before I start getting some homework done and I'm just relaxing, toning down for the day. And I see this guy with 1.2 million followers and his TikTok channel is called Lethal Shooter. Now, this guy he's very popular for the mantra I understand it now. And what he'll do is he'll say, "Oh yeah, so and so challenged me to do so and so trick shot," where he's like throwing a gummy bear like 6,000 feet away on a basketball court into a tiny little water bottle, and he misses, and then he says, "Oh okay, I understand it now." And then he does the same thing, no editing, no jump cuts, no nothing, and then he makes the shot. And I honestly don't know how it's possible, but let me get into it for a second. I come from a pretty long YouTube search history lineage of channels like Dude Perfect, and I was actually around when the first Dude Perfect video dropped. I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's like a bunch of dudes being bros and bros being dudes, just doing trick shots in their mom's backyard. It was awesome. It was revolutionary, and Dude Perfect is one of the most popular channels on YouTube of all time, and for good reason. It's because they do things like this. They found an audience, and they found a target audience and this niche that is actually really entertaining, and for really good reason, because some of the stuff they pull off is incredible, but they edit a lot of their stuff and it's become pretty repetitive nowadays. And I'm not trying to hate on anything, but it's not the kind of content I swing to when I need to watch YouTube while I'm eating.
I read the comments. Somebody told me to shoot a gummy from NBA range all the way to the water bottle. Instead of standing up, I'm gonna do it laying down.
This is crazy, bro.
Crazy, my middle name. Come show them the bottle. NBA range. Stay tuned. I understand it now. I'm not playing with y'all, man.
After doing some more research on this incredibly mysterious and just incredibly accurate vigilante named Lethal Shooter, he's actually a person named Chris Matthews, who is a NBA and WNBA shooter coach. And what that means is he helps people perfect their jump shots. So here's an article from LethalShooter.com. Chris Matthews, also known as Lethal Shooter, is the most sought after shooting coach in the world. Chris has had the privilege of working with numerous NBA and WNBA athletes to perfect their shot. Prior to becoming a professional shooting coach, Lethal Shooter played basketball internationally in Canada, Russia, and China. Matthews played collegiate basketball at St. Bonaventure and Washington State University after graduating from National Christian Academy in Maryland. Matthews has set countless shooting records throughout his career, which is how he got the nickname Lethal Shooter. Quick little side note, this guy has 2 world records. I can't seem to find what these world records are about, but I'm sure they're for shooting a gummy bear in a coin slot 5 trillion miles away, but let's keep going. When he's not in the gym, Matthew spends much of his time using his social media platform to inspire young ballers. Between his shooting videos and inspirational content, it's impossible not to stay locked in on your greatness around Lethal Shooter. So this guy is just radiating energy. Whenever someone's around him, they have to say like in their head, I understand it now. And then their aura instantly, like they gain 6 inches of height and they just can immediately hit any trick shot in the world. And the more I scroll on this guy's profile, his TikTok profile, I see a very common trend. I see a lot of people, first of all, making jokes, a lot of very creative comments, a lot of very funny comments. But the main thing I see is that this guy, I can't put a finger on it, but nothing about this guy's videos seem fake. I can't really find a video, and I've been scrolling for a little bit. I can't really find a video that I think looks edited or looks fake, because what he does is he'll like say a quick little thing and then the video jumps to him missing the first trick shot and then he says, I understand it now. And then he makes a shot. I have honestly no idea how he does it.
Perfect. Everybody's saying when I shoot, all I hit is back rim. So I put spikes on the back rim. Cut it off. What y'all thought this was a joke? They talking about I can't shoot all net on a double rim stand without hitting the back rim. Sick of y'all, man. Kick it again, Stan. It's too easy. Kick it again, Stan. I'm not gonna keep playing with y'all. I'm not gonna keep playing. Y'all talking about I can't shoot without hitting back rim. Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Them comments that piss me off again.
This is genuinely one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen on TikTok. And the main question arises, right? What does he understand? What does he, when he says, I understand it now? Like if I was in like a race, right? If it was me in my Corvette C801, I was like driving around and I got like kicked down from like 5th place to 10th place, I was like, I understand it now. And I immediately jumped the gun to 1st place. Like what could I have understood? What in my brain chemistry could have changed? What can I possibly understand that makes me the GOAT? Lethal Shooter also has an entire Red Bull site dedicated to him. And apparently, and this is just a cute little wholesome note, he got the nickname Lethal Shooter from his father. And again, Red Bull recognizes him as the most sought after shooting coach, which in my opinion is actually really wild. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I'm not terribly into basketball, but I can imagine that I would have at least heard once or twice who the world's most sought after shooting coach is for basketball, because basketball is one of the most popular sports in America, and I'm sure it's one of the most popular sports in the entire world. If you take a brief look on this guy's profile as well, you can see that even though he only has 36 videos uploaded, he's been doing this for 4 years, right? He's been doing this ever since 2020, and every single shot he makes on these, like either when it's like a I understand it now trick shot moment, or when he's just like going bucket after bucket after bucket, you can see that this guy has an incredible arm to him and he has crazy aim, and I've honestly never seen anything like that. You know, when I was a kid playing with the basketball net on my neighbor's in front of my neighbor's driveway, I might have been a lethal shooter, a little version of lethal shooter himself. I may have been goated with the sticks. I might have been NBA level shooting accuracy when I was 9 years old, but it's fine. We'll talk about that. That's a piece of a lost history there. But regardless, I just wanted to show this to you. I don't really know why I decided to make this video, but I found it really entertaining, and I found it made my mood, it improved. It really heightened my sense of like, wow, this guy's pretty entertaining and this is actually pretty impressive. It put me in a good mood, and after a pretty long day and after a relatively risky video I wanted to make, I needed a little bit of a boost in my good old happy chemicals in my brain. So I hope it did the same for you, and stay safe.